Hello everyone, this is Tim, and I wanted to talk about something that I've kind of talked about before, but I haven't really stated it this way. Just because you are a good GM doesn't mean that you are a good player. And what made me think about this was that I was in a game at a local convention, that's the GasCon one, and I've talked about how I can be a very chaotic player. I like to, just do things uh, just because I can. And I've kind of recognized that as not really a good thing to do all the time. So I've been trying to hold back. Well, didn't really hold back in this game. I kind of went off flew over the handles and just did all kinds of wacky stuff. And I don't know. It just made me think that just because I'm good at running games doesn't mean that I'm actually a good player. I have been in games where people like my style, and I've been in games where people look at me like a giant human, wrench in the gears. So I don't know. Player ability and GM ability, I think at times have different skills. As a player, you have to realize that you're not going to have your turn all the time. And as a GM, when you're a GM, all the pistons are firing the entire time. At least for me, especially when I run more rules light games from the hip, where I'm really not. I don't have a lot of planned stuff beforehand. I'm just kind of coming up with it as things are happening at the table. Uh, and for me, I'm just so used to being, all amped up and just really trying to put on a good show for 4 or 5 hours or whatever. That when I'm a player, I guess I'm bored or like I'm addicted to the chaos of running a game, and it's kind of tragic because I really enjoy playing, but I think maybe my playing skills have atrophied over the years, and I need to, one, probably do more playing, and two, maybe kind of look around the table and maybe try to, I don't know, influence or motivate other players to take the spotlight more, because I also have that thing where if I don't watch myself, I can be a spotlight hog just because I do such crazy off the wall stuff. And I also try to tell myself that just because I can do something doesn't mean I should do something. Um, especially when I'm a player, I'm always thinking that this is so much cooler than playing a video game because, well, let's just take Fallout. I've been watching My Name Is Not Lily's Fallout Let's Play, and when you're talking to someone, you have maybe two options of what you can say, maybe one option. Sometimes there's more, but a lot of times there's some things that you would like to say that you can't do. That's just not one of the options because they can't think that way. They can't do all that programming for all those different options you have. So when I'm playing, I really love that idea that I can do whatever is physically possible or reasonable. Even I can attempt some stuff that I fail, but I have that freedom, that license. I think it's just I think of that freedom, and I think of the fact that I couldn't be doing this in a video game. That sometimes I forget, or I get lost in the forest. I don't see the big picture. Um, and I'll often do things that are detrimental for my character, just because I think that would be more interesting, or push the story in a new way. So for GMs, I've noticed GMs that are very, very structured and have lots of things figured out. The plot, they don't, they can deal with me, but I'm kind of frustrating for them because I always come up with solutions that they didn't think of, or I'll see things coming that maybe other players wouldn't. Uh, yeah, I don't know. So that was just what I was thinking, is just because you're a good GM doesn't really make you a good player, and it's kind of vice versa. You can be a really good player and you can kind of suck as a GM. Uh, I don't know. I was thinking about that today and kind of doing some self-reflecting. I even put up a post on my gaming club website talking about like a 12-step program for me things that I could do to I don't know, improve my playing abilities. They gave me various tips on what I should do, and try to think logically. Try to think, you know, your character doesn't want to die, so don't do anything that's really just off the wall crazy, that has lots of danger. Uh, I don't know. So there's a lot of good suggestions on there for me, and I appreciated all my friends that are trying to help me out through this process. I guess I don't know. People like my games when I'm running, and I'd like them to not be stressed when I'm in a game. Because I know when I'm running a game and there's other GMs that are playing, there seems to be more stress for me. There's more, I feel like I have to, step up my game, or, bring it up a notch or two. I don't know why that should be, because they're just a person like anybody else. But there's that weird expectation in my head. I don't know. So what do you think about player skill versus GM skill? And I mean, there's definitely some overlap, because when you're GM, you're role playing, and you can role play as a character too. But I don't know. I was just curious if you guys had any responses to that. Have a good one.